I think there were stages, or things that have happened. A couple of years ago, a friend of mine had, she and her friend anniversary party, and they had met in the 90s. So this party that they had for all their friends to celebrate their friendship started in the 90s, meant everybody had to come dressed as from the 90s. And it's like, oh shit, so I just thought, okay, so for the first time in about 18 years, I donned a black beret and a party. Because, in part I thought it was funny.
Oh, it's definitely funny.
Right.
It's not a market for actually having come a long way, though, if you're able to actively participate in humour connected to what you went through, which, again, to reiterate, was clearly awful.
Yeah. Like beret things I can laugh at. Other item of clothing jokes, not as much.
What is your experience of the internet now? Because you're on Twitter now and you're very funny on it.
Thank you.
So how did you decide to go on it? Because I guess
I'm loving this.
Watching you tweet something funny and then making a mistake of scrolling down.
Oh yeah.
It can become a sewer pretty fast.
Yeah, it can. I mean, I get a lot of empowerment out of blocking people. So I wish people would not say shitty things, but they do. Right?
Sure.
And literally, to me, it's like when I block someone, I'm like going through it.
Oh, really?
That's literally what it feels like for me, is that I'm basically telling someone to fuck off. It feels great. So, I mean, I wish they hadn't said something that would make me want to block them to begin with, but blocking is unbelievably empowering. I mean, actually, I was lucky in some ways that social media wasn't around. I think that would have made it worse in some ways. And
could it have made it worse?
Well, I know.
Oh, yeah.
Max out how bad it could be. Do you really think it could have gone worse? I guess maybe.
You know what? I don't know. So I mean, it might have been worse in the sense that there certainly would have been a lot more opinions that were out there. It might have been a little more balanced.
So would it have been?
Very good. Is that you start to disappear. You start to feel like you don't matter. And I think that when somebody
A little less crazy. Let's see.
you don't know it can help save
What's really kicking up over here?
Or at school online.
Been extra windy.
Personal experience
that your life will forever be defined by this, but it won't. And it may be hard, and may take more time than you ever could have imagined, but you can be back and remember.
Well, honestly, thank you so much for taking
Let's see. I'm gonna go on Faith. And let this one ride. Hey Gwen, do you want to look at some of this Sackler gallery?
Sure.
On July 30th of 2014, you and director of Purdue Pharma.
These are from the Purdue.
This is an affidavit filed in the Southern District of West Virginia. Purdue Pharma LP. I've held this position since 1990. That's what it says, and that's what it says.
Gwen. You should either make coffee or go to sleep, sweetie.
Oh, I don't want to start caffeinating and I'm going to have to go to sleep at some point besides that.
You gonna whack the tape?
Uh-huh.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that before.
Came up with the Start With, Stay With marketing campaign. I could label that where it came from. I don't know. Do you know whether OxyContin had less potential abuse than other opioids?
You put this.
I don't know what this refers to.
You're all powered up. Powered up, powered up, powered up till you cry. This.
I think this is the one with the turkey sandwich.
Have you made any effort, or as we sit here today, do you know how many patients who took OxyContin in Kentucky became dependent or no? Do you believe a number of patients, or an excessive number of patients who took OxyContin in Kentucky became addicted or dependent? No. Do you know, or has Purdue made any effort to ascertain how many people who were started on OxyContin wound up becoming dependent and moving on to heroin at some point?
No.
Sloppily eats a turkey sandwich.
Right?
Richard Sackler by Michael Keaton. Commonwealth of Kentucky v.
You
Purdue.
compensated your sales force very well, based predominantly on how much OxyContin they sold. Is that correct?
The most successful salespeople, a majority of their income was bonus. The average salesman, certainly when we launched the product, the overwhelming majority of and for the average sales force salesman, I think it would have been 50% of their income or 70% of their income salary and the balance in bonus.
Is that beans?
Sure. But I don't remember this. Yes. The same as almost every other company in the industry.
Do you know if reps that promoted and sold OxyContin sometimes ended up making over $250,000 a year?
I've heard that was the case. I'm sure it was unusual.
And then your top sellers were rewarded with trips to Bermuda program, is that correct?
Yes.
Wow, he really did come off like a dick. Quality Michael Keaton. Commonwealth of Massachusetts v.
The
Purdue
launch
Health.
of OxyContin tablets will be followed by a blizzard of prescriptions that will bury the competition. The prescription blizzard will be so deep, dense, and white. You won't believe how committed I am to make OxyContin a huge success. It is almost that I dedicated my life to it. It's not too bad. It could have been far worse.
That was him in response to the 59 deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to hammer on these users in every way possible. They are the culprits and the problem. They are reckless criminals.
Yeah, 59 deaths in one state. That was the...
We have to hammer on the abusers in every way possible. They are the culprits and the problem. They are reckless criminals.
I love that they did these.
Have you made any effort, or as we sit here today, do you know how many patients who took OxyContin in Kentucky became dependent or addicted?
No.
Do you believe that an inappropriate number of patients or an excessive number of patients who took OxyContin in Kentucky became addicted or dependent?
No.
Do you know, or has Purdue made any effort to ascertain how many people who were started on OxyContin wound up becoming dependent and moving on to heroin at some point?
No.
David filed in the Southern District of West Virginia, and does that appear to be your name?
That does.
And it's dated 30, 2014. It says, Declaration of Dr. Richard S. Sackler. I am a director of Purdue Pharma Inc., the general partner of Purdue Pharma LP. I've held this position since 1990.
If that's what it says, then that's what it says.
I'm going to hand you a document that is at the top. Let's mark this as Exhibit 38. It's from Richard Sackler. Do you recognize that?
I recognize the name.
I recognize the name. What a putz.
How many Purdue entities are there?
I don't know.
I've seen upwards of 69 different corporations, perhaps, that the Sackler family owns. Is that correct?
If you counted them, I can't differ with you. I don't know the answer.
Who is Lydia Johnson?
I don't know.
How much money has Purdue Frederick or Purdue Pharma made off the sale of OxyContin?
I don't know.
Do you know how much the Sackler family has made off the sale of OxyContin?
I don't know.
Do you know how many current companies are owned by the Sackler family?
Wow.
Right, in discussing OxyContin, how many companies were involved in the production, manufacturing,
He
or
is so good at
distribution of
this.
OxyContin
Can you specify the geography?
in the world?
Can you?
Are you
In
still
the
interested in
world.
Purdue Pharma?
I'm not sure.
Have you ever gone back and studied the history of addiction and how it has played out in the 19th and 20th centuries?
I'm not a student of that literature.
Now, in 2001, who did Michael Friedman work for?
I don't know.
How about Howard Udell? Do you know who he worked for?
No.
What about Paul Goldenheim? Do you know who he worked for?
I don't. I don't.
Oh my
Do you know whether
God.
you worked for Purdue Pharma or Purdue Frederick in 2001?
I don't know for sure.
And are all of these business records?
I don't know. You know, I'm not a lawyer.
Sitting here today, after all you've come to learn as a witness, do you believe Purdue's conduct in marketing and promoting OxyContin in Kentucky caused any of the prescription drug addiction problems now plaguing the country?
I don't believe so.
And the Start With to Stay With campaign. You know who came up with the
His are
Start
great.
With, Stay With marketing campaign?
I wish I could lay claim to it, but no, I don't know who came up with it.
And then it says,
That was not the launch campaign in a sense. It may have been a subtext of the launch campaign, which is the old way and the new way. But
it says at the bottom,
Wow.
less potential abuse than other opioids. Do you know where that claim came from?
I don't know.
Do you know whether OxyContin had less potential abuse than other opioids?
I don't know what this refers to. The launch of OxyContin tablets will be followed by a blizzard of prescriptions that will bury the competition. The prescription blizzard will be so deep, dense, and light.
On July 30th of 2014,
Last one.
and the Start With, Stay With campaign. Do you know who came up with the Start With, Stay With marketing campaign?
I wish I could lay claim to it, but no, I don't know who came up with it.
And then it says
That was not the launch campaign in the sense. It may have been a subtext of the launch campaign, which was the old way and the new way, but
it says at the bottom, less potential abuse than other opioids. Do you know where that claim came from?
I don't know.
Do you know whether OxyContin had less potential abuse than other opioids?
I don't know what this refers to.
Oh, I love the Walter White ones.
And you compensated your sales force very well, based predominantly on how much OxyContin they sold. Is that correct?
The most successful salespeople, a majority of their income was bonus. The average salesman, certainly when we launched the product, the overwhelming majority of their income was their salary and the benefits that they received. And for the average sales force, I think it would have been 50% of their income or 70% of their income salary and the balance in bonus.
Sure.
But I don't remember this in detail. Of course, it changed over time.
The way the sales scheme was set up, if they sold more OxyContin, they made more money, basically.
Yes. The same as almost every other company in the industry.
Do you know if reps that promoted and sold OxyContin sometimes ended up making over $250,000 a year?
I've heard that was the case. I'm sure it was unusual.
And then your top sellers were rewarded with trips to Bermuda or London in what was called the Toppers program. Is that correct?
Yes.
His exacerbation.
On July 30th of 2014, were you a director of Purdue Pharma Inc.?
Not that I'm aware.
This is an affidavit filed in the Southern District of West Virginia. And does that appear to be your name?
That does.
And it's dated July 30, 2014. It says, Declaration of Dr. Richard S. Sackler. I am a director of Purdue Pharma Inc., the general partner of Purdue Pharma LP.
Checks his watch.
Since 1990.
That's what it says, and that's what it says. You won't believe how committed I am to make OxyContin a huge success. It's almost that I've dedicated my life to it.
Have you made any effort, or as we sit here today, how many patients who took OxyContin
I want a turkey sandwich after watching
became
this.
dependent or addicted?
No.
Do you believe that an inappropriate number of patients or an excessive number of patients who took OxyContin in Kentucky became addicted or dependent?
No.
Do you know, or has Purdue made any effort to ascertain how many people who were started on OxyContin wound up becoming dependent and moving to heroin at some point?
No.
The fact that he laughed.
This didn't just happen.
It was a deftly coordinated, planned event that took dozens of workers years of effort to succeed. The most demanding new drug approval package for any analgesic product ever submitted didn't languish at the agency. Unlike the years that other filings linger at FDA, this product was approved in 11 months, 14 days. Our previous best approval time for other products was measured in years, not months.
And he leaves it all public domain, so you can just do whatever you want with it. Be careful. Hey. Put on another Star Trek documentary.
You can feel the production value oozing out of it.
You don't know. It's what's his name? The black guy.
Somewhere in that old space, there must be some suggestion place where creeks sitting on and tall trees grow. Where horses grow. While a lovebird guides my hand, I go.
The shot rhyming you to sleep. His soft, sweet, rhyming palate.
In grand adventure in life, there's no one I feel more at home, more peace than with my horse. Set out to explore the world.
Deep stuff there, Shat.
It's always deep with the Shat. It's always deep. You've heard his writing.
I read it. I had all his Star Trek books.
We listened to his albums.
Currently had a night of listening to his albums. A whole evening of it. I say a whole night, but it was literally just as much as we could humanly stand.
This is where the horses are
What's the opposite of
Triumph of the Human Spirit. William Shatner's album.
I was gonna say the opposite of the Isley Brothers, but that works too.
Fucking roll up. Just once. I think it would behoove America to pay for William Shatner to go to the International Space Station for real. That way, Captain Kirk will have gone to space.
They inspired the creators of Star Trek to imagine a future. Research is now where we have developed the technology and the know-how to explore how much we understand? How much
Damn, roll back, you piece of shit.
My name is William Shatner. And this is more creative mind to find out if the things you understand.
So let's go on a journey with William Shatner.
He has so much going on that you can't explore space with the Shat.
I can give up an hour and a half.
You can give it a whole damn.
I need to smoke.
Why have we not finished smoking? Why would you put this on without having smoke?
Oh my god! I didn't think it through.
I didn't know. Who could have known it was a
It was unknowable.
When Orson Welles frightened the nation in 1938 with his broadcast of War of the Worlds, the imagined future was dark and foreboding. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a
I need to refill my cup.
incredible as it may seem, both the observations of science and the evidence of our eyes lead to the inescapable assumption that those strange beings who landed in the Jersey farmlands tonight are the vanguard of an invading army from the planet Mars, bringing the news of the world only to breathe. The Martian invasion was all imagined, but the Second World War and the Cold War that followed indoctrinated fear. They are on their way to school on a beautiful spring day, but no matter where they go or what they do, they always try to remember what to do if the atom bomb explodes like that.
Die.
Yeah.
But the Cold War was about to take a new turn. The race to space had begun.
Not even exaggerating.
Today I watched you know, Spock came up with the Vulcan neck pinch.
It is surprising that like we were talking.
Yeah, and he came up with the Vulcan. The special gesture for their greeting.
I didn't think it. I'm the man that played Captain Kirk. Wow.
Wow.
Whoever did the subtitles type Captain Kirk. T. What a pasty. Random people on the set on there are like, don't freak out. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. That's not a good run with the set. His back is wrong.
And I'm about to be one of the biggest Trekkies of them all.
I love how slow these swings are.
The actual one. That's what this says.
This is what you spend your money on when you get rich.
Oh, trust me. If I had Ben Stiller money, I would have already bought Shatner's bones when he died.
You spend your money on.
Now this is supposedly the law reason you want to play this step. So why do you say supposedly? Well, it's all been verified, but I have to believe the people who I gave the money to that this is all real. Right. But maybe you can be the final. Yeah. So this is what you want for the first interracial kiss. I'm telling And over here.
And see, I want one that's like, this is the wig that Nichelle Nichols wore.
This is her actual weave. Season 2, episode 3.
Were you born with this in your mouth? This is the silver spoon. That's right.
He is a Stiller. Shatner had to make that joke. He's like, my dad's an actor, but your dad's Stiller.
And of course, the artifice of it all is so interesting. It's all kind of, cardboard and all these things that they mean so much to you as a kid when you're watching them because it's so real to you. So what do you think you're doing when you're buying it? I mean, you're spending real money. Yeah. For a piece of cardboard. What
No, he's a history.
solidifying my status as a nerd.
Yeah, also that.
Well, that's what once you've done that, you've committed that kind of money to get what you're saying, basically. You're basically under. Okay. You know, the idea to me, it's just that idea of touching the real thing that is actually
The thing that it's shaped and kind of pushed in your life.
He also just said too, it's a piece of history.
Yeah, I mean, it's more than a shooting. It's kind of one of those shows where, like, I love this. It's like, you know, but I don't know if you know, like, you don't analyze it when you're at that age. I think those movies and television shows that you see at a young age that have an impact.
Antonio, on your bed.
If
Bed
I
now.
hadn't been holding the scissors the other way, you would have caught that blade right
Now.
inside of your fucking face.
Get in your bed. She's in the middle of a project. You're gonna mess it up. Stay. Ooh, Whoopi's gonna be in this.
That's the blue rocket they were last year.
I've talked to people about time, but the passage of time, of course,
Fascinating.
it is.
You talked about the phenomenon of time going faster as you get older. Feeling that just the feeling that time goes by quicker as you get older.
They find that time does slow down as you approach the speed of light. You know that?
I've heard that.
Well, they've proven that if you could go at the speed of light somewhere, time would cease to exist and would aging, then would stop aging. Now, I don't know how that works because I mean, for a fact, the Earth would gone on around the sun at many times and you did not have. So you'd be your age and you know, kids would be your age as well.
I stopped understanding what you were saying about 30 seconds ago.
Most people find that no matter what the subject is, that's the problem. If we could travel right, we could reach the planet Jupiter in just 43 minutes. NASA's Juno spacecraft is on there. Probing the moon to the planet, the tides of light and the vast ocean of liquid water beneath their icy crust. Clues, perhaps, to life on Earth and the origins of our solar system. These baby steps to the stars have been inspired by science. But what role did Starcraft play? Talk to me about scientific curiosity.
Oh, I will. When you take any child, 3-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old, and watch them wander around and explore the world, it's all about being a scientist. They see something, they touch it, they taste it, they poke it. So yeah, that's my answer.
That's wonderful. The science didn't have anything to do with that.
Oh, 100%. My mom was a huge scientist. We watched Star Trek all the time.
No,
Yeah, she did that when I told her I got to meet.
oh my God.
Like, yeah, Mom.
Oh man,
Job in the
Mom would die.
planetarium's never gonna pay off, huh?
A lot of it's crazy scientists work in a good scientific way. That's kind of how we got our start when we were young. And just the idea that Europa might have a huge ocean of water beneath that ice cap. Because if you think about it in a practical way, okay, maybe all the elements are there, maybe there's microorganisms there, but we just can't help that. It goes to the back of our head that we're thinking about it. This is an extra little spark of all the explore.
A science fiction version of science fiction. Well, I don't know, I love it.
But one of the reasons I am interested in this business is because we get to support the scientists who really must be questions that they want to know about the world, and we can help them go get the data they want.
Okay, so tell me how that works.
It's that spirit of discovery, of exploration, of always knowing you can go out looking, and there's going to be something fascinating just over the next horizon. The idea I think too that I get from Star Trek is that these were good ones. And even when there were surprises that were dangerous for the crew or dangerous for people, there was always a way to work out a solution so that things were okay in the end.
Got it.
Getting ambitious with this here.
You did cut it tight.
I don't know. That kind of.
Science fiction and science fact are constantly playing off of each other. We need people imagining the future of scientific exploration, the future of human exploration. And that's the role of science fiction writers and actors and futurists. We need that kind of imagination in order to come up with ideas for what we can do to actually explore our solar system. Star Trek was an optimistic view of what we could do if we put our minds to international collaboration, to putting down the conflict between our governments and just collaborating on an individual level among people whose goals are just to understand things that we didn't understand. Star Trek wasn't necessarily a reflection of what was going on, but was an expression of hope of what could go on.
I think because we were one of the first shows that came along and said, hey, there is a tomorrow. And not only that, but we just begun to invest. We just begun to explore. And we're a young legacy that and I think everyone of a young mind has got to believe that wow, science fiction is just a real philosophy in motion.
Whoopi.
Whoopi Goldberg is an actor who has similarly been inspired by Gene Roddenberry's vision of the future. Playing a character who, having lived for centuries, was able to dispense enormous wisdom to those willing to listen. I wonder if she has any insights into immortality.
Whoopi, yes, my darling, I'd love to hold on to something permanent.
Well, the only thing you got is what you've done. And now we have the ability to hold on to films and television that was made, so we gain immortality as performers.
Would you be able to be living immortal mortality?
I'd like to stay for at least 140. I commit to that.
Yeah.
You live to 140 years?
Yeah. I want to see it.
And see what happens. Well, that's
Yeah, Sharpie or marker
that's the job of
for any kind of like ink pen that breaks easily.
No.
And you started all of it. Everything rolls back to Star Trek. I'm just telling you that.
Oh, my back's right here.
And it's gone on for 50 years. When Star Trek first came on, and Michelle Nichols was there, and the communications officer, it was the first anyone in the world was aware that people of color would be in the future. Because before Star Trek, in every sci-fi movie, we don't exist then. So for me,
Is it working?
Mm-hmm.
If you need one, I have
a
a
signal
vacuum.
to say, no, you're in the future, and this is what you have to look forward to. So when they did Next Generation, and I went and said to Jim, could I be on the show? And he said, well, why? I said, because I want to be that for some little girl.
I don't like the other grown-ups.
No,
I don't think it's all real.
most girls have a hard time with things they can't see.
Whoopi, one more question before I let you go. And that has to do with art and creativity and its place in the world. What do we know about art?
We know that people who don't have art in their lives don't have as rich a life as they could. That's why the cavemen and cave women painted stuff on the wall. They made it look nice, made it feel homey. We can't live without art. We can't live without theory. We can't live without creativity. It just doesn't work for us as a race of humans. Human beings make art. I'm pretty sure it's just us. But who knows what's out in the universe? There might be other beings making art. I think cats make art, but they don't tell you.
My quest for knowledge will ultimately lead me to one of the great geniuses of modern science, Stephen Hawking. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to ask the big question mark since the Hayden Planetarium. I've come here to see the world-renowned astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, who is also host of the television series Cosmos. All too often,
Oh, deGrasse Tyson.
human thought. Well, you're an artist, but
but you're not a scientist. You're a scientist, you're not an artist.
Fucking
But I think
little
of the juxtaposition
here's creepy little
branches of civilization.
ghost ride.
I think if you're going to take your civilization into space, you got to organize that. You need the engineers, the scientists. You need the artists have to imagine that. And it may be
Little
that what
hologram.
comes out of that collaboration is the only future any of us should be striving for. And that's one of peace and harmony, and one where we can celebrate the discoveries of science and technology and how art makes it tasty.
Mounting
Star
this.
Trek, as frequently referred to by a lot of people in the sciences as being an inspiration. When they were kids, it stirred their imagination. Did Star Trek have anything to do with either of that?
As a kid, you're not thinking complex sociological thoughts. You just do what feels good. You play in your sandbox. My sandbox was an interest in the universe. And I wasn't thinking about much else. And then I walk out into the street, and then I hear some racial epithet yelled out of a fast-moving car. I said, oh, I'm also black. The world outside my telescope was not really ready to accept me.
Science fiction.
The science fiction world was.
And Star Trek reflected all that.
Yes. In the 1960s, we had a Cold War with the Soviet Union and a hot war in Southeast Asia and the Civil Rights Movement. And here's Star Trek portraying Earth, where all the countries of the world were in peace. Who makes tomorrow come? If not the dreamers and the scientists and the technologists who enable it. So this is an occasion to not feel separate from life, but to feel one.
How does entanglement enter into that? And tell me what entanglement is.
So, quantum physics is a spooky branch of the physical universe. I say spooky only because we have the power to predict exactly what's going to happen. Entanglement is one of these things. You can have each particle is also a wave. What does that mean? Doesn't make sense, does it? No. Get over it.
That's science, bitch.
Is under no obligation to make sense.
Alright.
Stardust and you and I are all entangled. We're all one. We are composed of stardust.
We have an iron downstairs. And if you take all the iron in the hemoglobin of every living human and put it together as one mass, you would get a hunk of iron the size of that meteorite. So we have an iron kinship with one another and that meteorite because we all have the same point of origin. That's a gift of modern astrophysics to civilization, to realize the oneness we have with one another biologically, with the Earth chemically, and with the universe atomically. I don't know if I'm the best person for that. I said, why not? And all I do is tell them about Star Trek. And I remember as a kid, I said, okay, warp drives, good with that for the future. Little cards you put in a box to get data, good with that. But those doors that open up just by walking towards them, that'll never happen. Somehow I was in complete denial. No, of automatically opening doors. And then I said, we will never have that for millennia.
That's the fantasy. The reality is, there was a guy in behind it up somewhere with a little people here he comes. And every so often that guy fell asleep. And I hit the door and it wouldn't have opened.
The Enterprise has just discovered a strange new planet in the gamma Columbia star system. Hi, I'm William Shatner. My jaw broke down while I was on my way to give a speech about how TV keeps families together.
You might ask how Family Guy is connected to my quest for enlightenment.
I love Schnitzel.
I love shit.
Well, apart from doing a brilliant stand-up comedian,
Oh my god, I hit William Shatner.
Right, you're growing different. Damn, leave. Beat me up, God.
Beat me up, God.
Seth MacFarlane is also responsible for reviving Cosmos, the #1 science show on television.
I need to stretch my back real quick.
Yeah, I just did, but I can do it again for
Give me
you.
1 second, okay, I'll get away.
Yeah, I can't believe it. I'm looking.
Yeah,
Why are
this
you
is
talking like that?
Being from solar
I'm
spaceships.
doing something.
That's the one I was. It's amazing. We were talking about this yesterday. What a good design this was. The whole thing is novel. It's so simple. It's silhouettes. There's something identifiable. It's a very underrated little design. You know, one of the reasons I got into TV was because of the small character stories, the morality plays you guys did. The characters never set those phasers on kill unless they had to. And it affected me. If I find a spider in my house, I gotta catch it and put it outside. Because Star Trek set out to teach us that everything has a right to exist. Well, until it screws up.
Then you kill it. I'm fascinated by the idea that you, with your reputation of animation and comedy and outrageous comedy, suddenly veer into producing Cosmos and you host of TV.
It all goes back to when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I was in high school, I had your show and the show following to present an optimistic view of, which, by the way, is something that's very lacking right now. Science fiction has gotten very dystopian. A lot of people get their science from entertainment. And I wonder what that's doing. I wonder what the absence of that exciting, hopeful, optimistic vision that you guys presented. Without that, I wonder what's exciting kids today who are into that genre.
If you were going to go to Dr. Stephen Hawking, what would you ask?
I would say, what's your best guess? That would be my quick at everything. And is there some higher dimensional lens that we're seeing our world through? So I would say to him, with everything you know and your knowledge of mathematics, quantum physics, and such, what is your best guess as to the actual physical nature of the universe? And I'm sure he would, because he's a responsible guy, I'm sure he would say, I have no fucking idea.
Okay, this may be the greatest jelly sandwich I've ever.
There's no way this is going to be all over my shirt.
Roll them.
Yeah. You know, we forgot napkins.
No, you've done it all.
Didn't forget that at all.
Your magic sack.
William Shatner always travels with napkins. He's got sloppy old man eating habits.
That's for sure.
New York Central Park is an oasis of calm in a hectic world. An ideal place for a conversation on deeper subjects, time, space, and the mysteries of the universe. Michio Kaku is a renowned futurist and theoretical physicist. Some say he's pushing the boundaries of modern physics, dreaming in the realm of science fiction. I'm about to find out.
Michio.
Mr. Senator, great honor.
Bill, please.
Now for the execution.
So, I've asked you to come here in the park because all life is connected. The religious philosophy by people who lived before technology, they deduced intuitively that everything was connected.
Many religions believe that the universe is one. Think of the Big Bang, when the entire universe came out of something smaller than an electron. Everything you see around us was connected at the instant of the Big Bang.
Oh,
And when the bang took place, we got separated. But in some sense, all matter in the universe has connection with every other piece of matter. Because we all came from the same bang.
Oh, I love that idea. The Big Bang is an incredible concept as to the beginning of this universe. I mean, nobody thought of that before.
Right. The Einstein has a theory that the Big Bang was too much for him. Nature has two hands. One hand is the theory of very big. The other theory is the quantum theory, the theory of tiny electrons. But why should nature have two hands with no quantum?
All right, exactly.
How can nature combine the big with the small into a single theory? How? That is the number one problem
scientists today. That's the mystery. It's full of the leading theory is string theory. We think the string theory, in fact, is the only candidate which can meld the big and the small into a single comprehensive theory that works.
I understand the English, but the sense of it, what does that mean?
Well, we think that ultimately particles are made out of tiny vibrating strings. From a distance, they look like a particle, but up close, they really vibrate a string. The only paradigm of nature that is rich enough to explain the enormous variety of things we see around us is music. Strings have many frequencies. Each frequency corresponds to a particle, to a whole universe of interaction. And as it vibrates, it creates quantum mechanics, all the quantum particles, and as it moves in space and time, it forces the scales of light to fold up exactly as Einstein predicted. So in a very simple way, we can combine both Einstein's theory and the quantum theory, and together they can tie everything. So the music of the strings is all the particles, and chemistry is nothing but another play of effect.
Not what you're doing.
And that the universe is a symphony of strings. These are the exact quotes of Einstein. He said he wanted to, quote, read God's thoughts. The leading candidate for reading the mind of God is cosmic music. Cosmic music resonating through 11 dimensional hyperspace.
That's the theory, and that would go along with the unifying idea of everything is unified. And you're looking to prove what you just said. You're looking to prove that.
Guess I'll have to go on a hunt.
I got it.
By God.
Star Trek has fundamentally altered the course of my life. But I could never have guessed how it could be. This is the space shuttle, Enterprise, with its name inspired by Star Trek. It was the prototype of the shuttles that followed. A giant step forward in our ability to reach the stars. But where exactly is that crest taking us? We're literally at the crossroads of science fiction and science, right?
Keep this thing down here. Nothing.
She's in the back watching me intricately tape the back of the thing. To her, it's like watching a puzzle being built upside down. She doesn't quite know what shape it has. I do.
Yeah, I don't. I'm like, what is this gonna be?
The science you're in is about dreaming the possible what ifs. And that it's the what ifs based on the knowledge of scientific principle. Exactly. And science fiction is also based on that. Is a more better than anything. This extraordinary power of the human mind to do much more than it knows. Because the human mind dreams of things before they happen. Yes, they're all things. What do you think? Well, anything that says that on it is bound to be wrong. What I know is that the quantum technological revolution is coming. We know that the devices we use today, as awesome as they are, laptops and cell phones, will be apocalypses 10 or 20 years from now. We're going to have batteries with humanity. The dark matter in space, the dark in space. Phenomenal gallery of people. I am inspired by Stephen. His main contribution to physics was to say we can unify quantum theory with gravity.
And let's try and do that. We have to do that to describe black holes. We have to do that to describe the Big Bang theory. What we're finding observationally, but the part we will ever see is actually finite because of the dark energy. Stuff which is farther than a certain distance today is going to travel away from us so fast we will never tell. But to explore, like children looking in the dirt. We're looking into the sky, trying to find an answer. Now, what is the answer? What is the question? Why are we doing it? What will we discover? Will we discover the beginning? Or how is it? What are we doing? It's who we are. We are the leading edge of evolution. We arose out of universe. We represent the self-consciousness of the universe. The thing inside us is thinking about what's out there and how it's going to work through us. Did it through us and through us? We are the self-consciousness. Are you the leadings? Are you the special forces in the battle for knowledge? Absolutely. That's what physics is. The Perimeter Institute for Theoretical Physics.
Okay. So, theoretically, now I'm going to take shiny green ribbon and a big bow.
What if we can control gravity? What if we can peer deep into a black hole? What if we can harness the power of dark
I
energy?
await the finished product.
Kind of dumb, I know, but
I'll make this out of way.
Smartphones have changed the world, not just our culture, but everything. You sell black, and you make a lot of money, and you use them in a philanthropic way. You endow the institute, which you call perimeter, and the object of that money is pure research. How do you get that? The lenses of our imagination are the most powerful optics you could ever imagine. They're much more powerful than our eyes. They're much more powerful than our instruments because they allow us to see things that our instruments can't see. Only
Antonio, go to your bed. Go to your bed now.
jumping with that.
I don't step on you on accident.
In our industrial world, in our lives, in society,
Go on, baby.
Thank you. Come from theoretical physics discoveries that have explained parts of nature.
what I should do is take an exactly
Let
like
me
the
say this
center of
is really
that.
amazing place. This will go in the future. So this may appear like science fiction, and in many ways it is. But this is the kind of technology you need in order to take back the future. Because you're dealing with materials that you can't see. We can grow materials, keep them completely isolated from impurities and contamination. And we can not only grow them here atom by atom, layer by layer, we can build completely imaginative new substances that are going to help us define the quantum future. Scientific discovery and technology industry, they change it. No matter how wild-eyed we are, we tend to underestimate the future potential of the discovery of physics discovery, technology discovery. Physics is magic that works. The universe transcends the English language. We simply don't have the words to describe its magnitude. But with mathematics, scientists are able to comprehend the universe, to see music in the stars, and equations in its blackness. It occurs to me that these complex scientific occupy an imaginable realm. As Perk, I explored the universe unafraid of what surprises lay beneath the black cloak of human ignorance. I've come back to familiar surroundings to meet with an actor I directly inspired. Yes, a slick and a nice too. What imagine this?
You have to believe that it's there. That's magic. Magic is merely saying, that can't be done. And then you do it. And when you first do it, they go, it's a great trick. It's a great trick. And then eventually you go, well, that thing can be done. The reason my wife doesn't like magic, she goes, it's not magical if you can do it. Now it's just a thing. It exists. And I think that's fascinating. Let's create the illusion of how it can be done. And make that illusion become your reality. If I say to you, this coffee is hot, when it's not, because I believe it. For me, it's not. Your perception is that it's hot. When I was 8 or 9 years old, I discovered Star Trek. And I became immediately addicted. And my addiction was specific. I mean, I loved the whole thing. It was so inspiring to me, the idea of this guy who was brilliant.
Who is interviewing now?
Jason Alexander.
Romantic.
Huh?
Jason Alexander.
This sense of humor, where I went, that's what I want to do. Now, what I really wanted to do was pilot the Enterprise. I didn't know that they were two different things. But that was the beginning of my interest in when watching you through those episodes. Kirk was always moving through this galaxy, this mission, with a sense of awe. The writers of Star Trek had some brilliant ideas. Yeah. They certainly were able to articulate the challenge in a way that invited dialogue. The most powerful episode you ever did, on which the divide between people's were, there was one guy was black on the right side and one guy was white on the right side. And out of that was this enmity and this hostility and this death smash. So they literally completely destroyed it. That was one of my favorite episodes. It's just brilliant. You're coming back. Hey, for you. Long after you and I are gone, people will watch those episodes and then they still get me and then listen up. But the integrity that you all brought to it made it real for us. And left a mark that we're on started. Voyager, and they were here, yeah. As you well know, there is a magic, especially in the present day, to walking onto the ship.
It's like Jason Alexander was always meant to be a middle-aged man.
Wherever you look, you're on the ship. I mean, you got a window that's dark. You walk down the corridor, it leads to a real room. Why are we so into action? There is one other individual who else out our group. An artificial intelligence. The mind of a mathematician and the soul of an artist. Take me on this wonderful journey you're taking to a man like Dr. Stephen Hawking. If you were going to go seek out this Stephen Hawking, what would you ask him? The question that I think is kind of fun is, wow. I'm fascinated as to the why of it all. If there's no purpose in someone, what is that? You know, I've been in a Big Bang. I go, okay, I'm with the Big Bang. The second before the Big Bang, there was nothing, and then suddenly there was something.
Why?
Well, what was in the nothing? What was in the nothing that made the Big Bang? What? If you keep going back, go back one more, go back one more, go back one more. It leads me to have to embrace the idea of a creator that puts the motion of the universe into play.
He put the motion in the ocean.
We have an intended purpose.
Ow, ow.
You know God likes to get down. He's a real party animal. I love that video. I love an astronaut with a sense of gravitas and fear. Best use of an IMAX camera. Canadian. Like chef.
Really, you have a story. Wow. What's the rover doing now?
To explore. And one of the great things about this tool is so every time we get new images as far as the world around us, just fill in more and more data. So our goal is to drive about a third of the way back to Big Mountain and 180 degrees down in the other direction.
180 degrees around. There's a lot of radiation.
What Bill and Chris are working on is, and so it's actually not so alien because almost all of Mars rock is this volcanic material called erupting into what.
Map of it. I mean, that rover looks like
Yeah, some places you go, it's just sand for as far as the eye can see, and other places it's just
a dark shadow behind it.
everywhere.
Wouldn't it be funny if you took the top of that thing? So how many Mars rover, an astronaut, teacher, scientist, data manager. Are you ready for
He's a real Starship Commander.
last time we talked? We were trying to put this straight up above Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And we had a 10-minute window of communication.
Captain Kirk on board this spaceship.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, hoping I was like military traditions, like when someone comes on your ship, you blow the bosun's pipe. That's standard dealing bosun's whistle, and I managed to get a copy of it and got it set up so that as you and I stood on
That's all I'm saying.
How did I want for bacteria and water?
Oh, I go.
Calcium loss in the extended space out.
Brittle.
Huh?
Brittle.
Shit.
But what about your little granddaughters waiting there above?
6 people up on the space station right now. They whole place for so long.
Suck into your stomach. Tight.
We are which is gravity. It actually physically, we accept it, like, because we have no, you first don't laugh at this. If it happened right now, you would fly. It is instantaneous.
And
You say, I'm not going to.
Our bodies can't be meant to endure it.
You can't keep up.
Silver.
Grab one of the cans,
Or maybe purple.
and so I would take pictures.
I would
And
do
then
red.
Now, 3 years later, just like exploration on a spaceship, is something that needs to be shared. It shouldn't be kept to yourself. And so leave your life to yourself. Well, next time.
but in reality, if you could go anywhere within your lifetime, you'd go anywhere in the universe.
I would go looking for life, but think of what you discover along the way. Right. Think of all the other questions you've answered. Think of how you would want Stephen Hawking
From sex and the blackness of the night envelops you. And you're looking up into the skies. What are you thinking? What do you see?
What's really special for me, Bill, is there are little moving points of light up there, especially in Canada where the sun can take a long time to set because of the northern latitude. And those little satellites, those little specks of human creativity go silently like little human stars across the sky. And if it's a lucky night for me, I get to watch to the place you love the most. And you walk down on a dock and look up. You know,